Hey, hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse?
Miss Muse?
Well, does a muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having.
Well, I stopped the goddess of love from killing herself, I guess?
Whoa. Do gods have interventions? You know, they're nothing like I thought they would be. Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddy?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today. Or who they ever were, maybe.
Still might be useful. There's gotta be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe? Who do you want to hear about?
What about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they aren't all like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
Tell me what you know about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades, end of story?
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true. You said Pan was some kind of lust god, right?
Yeah, kind of. Pan's a god of the wild, and I guess that translates into a sort of lustfulness and earthiness, humping nymphs in the forest sort of thing.
And you don't like him.
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil. Weirdly, he's also the only god who's supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9, though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow, I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was said her singing voice was unmatched. So they got that part right, at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
What about Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, I guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started the Trojan War. It's the whole thing.
Not being as wise as advertised is on brand for her, then. Just how many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there's never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Makes sense.
Me? I'm more amazed at all the big names missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of the Olympians seem to be gone. Makes you think about what's been lost, but also what might still be out there.
You think there might be other gods out there?
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other mythologies, hundreds of cultures, each with their own pantheon. So what's so special about the Greeks? That only their gods are real, right? And all those other pantheons could be living in secrecy, just like the idols. And that means they're hidden from each other, too. Oh, they could be everywhere and no one would know.
It's like a whole other secret side to the world.
Yeah, it's cool, right? I hope I get to meet Ganesha one day. Or maybe Lakshmi?
I wonder how much of those stories are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but even they rarely agree with each other.
Really? Nothing definitive?
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
You know what I find weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years. Sure, they have magic and whatnot, but in all this time, nobody's found them out? Athena is that good?
Who says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine the headline, "Greek gods exist and are living among us." What website would even run that?
Weird conspiracy ones. Yeah, you're right. What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
What for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Kaz Oh.
Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in this.
I should really apologize about the band. This kind of puts a dent in your plans, doesn't it?
You're right, Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You know what I mean. Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or two, we get back to it and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddy. Time for more mystery solving.
Ja, da bin ich zurück. Oh, verzeiht. Warst du die Folgen? So. Schnell noch Kabel richten. Ja, wir hatten das Kirchengeläut. Ein wieder sehr, sehr langes. Deshalb hat es jetzt hier einen Cut gegeben. Mal schauen, was wir da herausgefunden haben noch von Freddy. Das haben wir auch gelesen. Aphrodite. Apollo. Athena. Persephone. Pan. Venus, Medusa, Hekate, Minotaurus. Ja, da haben wir alles. Gut, dann würde ich sagen, wir gehen auch schon direkt ins Versteck von Medusa und schauen mal, was wir hier herausfinden.
This must be the Viper's Nest. Scariest part of town, no sign. Just that one dude glaring at everyone. Well, I'm here now. Just another day in the life of an idol.
There you are. Man, this place is the worst. I think someone peed on me.
Freddy? What are you doing here?
What, you thought I wouldn't notice you skulking off? You didn't even bring any equipment, Grace.
Also das passt jetzt irgendwie gerade gar nicht. Du hast Ausrüstung dabei?
What kind of equipment does one bring to a meeting with Medusa?
This isn't a meeting, Grace. You're not here to sell her on your business plan.
Please tell me you don't have any weapons in there.
Nothing that would get me stopped on the bus. Look, you're gonna need some backup in there, okay? Do you even know anything about Medusa?
Ach Gott, can she really turn people into stone? Also kann sie wirklich Menschen in Steine verwandeln?
Do you think she actually turns people to stone?
Let's hope not, or this could be a short visit. Or a really, really long one.
I'm serious!
Perseus used a mirror to reflect Medusa's gaze back at her. Oh, maybe you could use your phone.
You think that would work?
Unless you brought a mirror, Grace, it's all you got.
Sag mir, was du weißt.
Okay, I'll bite. What do you know about Medusa?
Well, you know she was human once, right? And she was cursed.
Apollo mentioned it, yeah.
Cursed by Athena. Or so one of the stories goes, anyway.
But doesn't she work for Athena?
Hey, don't look at me. My knowledge of this stuff stops at a few thousand years ago.
Medusa ist ein Monster, richtig?
She was once human, but she's definitely a monster, right?
Yeah, one of the worst. But, you know, so was the Minotaur.
Asterion said she was scary. I have a feeling she's not like him.
Then I guess you need to be prepared for the possibility that she is as bad as the legends say. Though some of the stories also say that she was wronged by Athena and that what was done to her was an injustice.
And Athena just follows the rules, right? Okay, enough talking. Time to do this.
You have a plan for how we're getting inside, I hope?
Maybe. You're here to help?
Always.
Then I have a plan.
Okay. Den Vollstrecker konfrontieren. Einen anderen Eingang finden. Ablenkung. Hä? Dann machen wir mal Ablenkung. Wer weiß, was da ist, das... I don't know.
Hi, this is where the comic convention is, right? I hope I'm not too late for the signing.
Ma'am, I'm afraid you had the wrong address.
What? No. Oh, God. No. No, that can't be right. Do you understand the indignities that I have endured? The weird looks, the body odors. Someone spilled coffee all over my cosplay outfit. No, do not tell me that I got
just
it wrong.
keep them
I spent
busy while I'm
$50 on this
around.
ticket. I demand my personal photo.
take your seat. Oh. It's the muse. There are sacred bites. And then there's this sacred bite. So wrong. So right. I'm really gonna hate myself tonight.
Before you start the show, Pan said to say hello. That's what he said to say.
Well, any friend of Pan's is a friend of Pan's.
Okay. I hate to interrupt your flow. There's just some things I need to know. I wish there was another way.
Yes, you do. Now, look into me. Your body goes freely every time as it tenders, turning jelly as it renders. What'd you say, Grace? You okay, Grace? Where's the game face this time? You are currently experiencing something I like to call the preparation. Any questions or comments? That's right, it is widely known that I can turn folks to stone. But oh, I won't this time. Cause this time I find dine that oozy musy bloods my wine this time. Look into me. Oh, she's looking away. Hey, look
You flipped that hood.
me.
Then out came the snakes. Oh, you're so good. Finally, some steaks. Oh, the ice thing. What a difference an actual monster makes. Murdering muses.
Helps me relax.
I should sound out Athena about your naughty night snacks. Me and Athena need to touch base. I'll say what I've seen.
I'm getting quite keen to chew off that face. Now look into
Medusa, look into your own eyes. Nope. Okay. It was worth a shot. You know you're not unhot. That's my opinion anyway.
Don't look at me.
The snakes, sure they're snakes, but you can pass them off as fakes. Like it's just a cosplay.
Don't look at
You're
me.
not a monster to me. I think that you should try to see Medusa in
You're
another
lost,
way.
little girl. No more Hail Marys. The not unhot girl is you. The monster's me.
You don't know, you don't know.
Do know that you didn't.
Kill Calliope. So you know that it's true that I didn't do it.
No.
Yes, you do know, you know. Does that mean Athena knows?
No. Fine grace. I'll take
Just like fate made you, fate played me.
You think that will hurt me, child? You have not done your homework.
Oh, sorry, just trying to get your attention. Yeah, I've been watching, and I'm willing to bet you can't turn me to stone before I burn your snakes off.
Stand down, Freddy. Let's give Medusa some space.
Yeah, okay. I'm watching her, though.
You ready to talk?
Oh, fine. What exactly is it that you want, pretty muse?
You were at the reliquary the night Calliope was murdered. I want to know why.
Blast! This is why I didn't tell Lady Athena. I knew it would come back to haunt me. I only followed pretty Calliope to the reliquary. I never spoke to her, never even caught up to her. I swear it.
That's what Asterion told us, more or less.
But you were there that night.
Yes, I admit it. Ugh, Lady Athena will have my head. She'll mount it on a pike. Whatever you might think of me, I had no part in the Muse's death. I did not even know she'd been attacked until I saw her fleeing.
Asterion said he caught up with you out in the fog. Is that right?
I thought he was the one who had attacked her. He is a great beast of a creature.
He killed Hecate's cat by accident, but this still seems hard to believe.
Yes, I only realized my mistake once I caught up to him, and by then the Muse was gone.
And you never found her afterwards?
I thought she might flee to her pretty home, or to the sharp and prickly Persephone. She did neither.
Yeah, she came to see me. You followed Calliope to the reliquary. Why were you shadowing her at all?
I am Lady Athena's spy master, yes. Calliope has been trouble from time to time.
So you were spying on her.
I keep watch over every idol who no longer lives in Olympus, but especially Calliope. When I realized she was headed to the reliquary that eve, I followed. I had a duty to Athena.
Did you ever find out why Calliope went there?
I was never close enough to ask. When I drew near to the reliquary, that is when I saw the Muse fleeing. She was frightened, bloodied, dying.
Let me guess, that made you hungry.
I gave chase, yes, but to discover the truth. I knew Lady Athena would wish to know.
That does make sense from your perspective.
I didn't learn the truth until later. And then it was far too late.
You haven't told Athena any of this?
Do I need to light things up again? 'Cause I'll do it.
I told her Calliope was at the reliquary that night. I did not tell her I was also there.
Why not? Wouldn't Athena find out from Hecate anyway?
I was not thinking clearly. I panicked. Lady Athena barely tolerates my presence as it is. If she thought I was involved in any way, if she even suspected...
Why should we believe you? You did just try to eat me, remember?
I am telling you the truth.
Right, and not at all trying to cover your own ass.
You presented an opportunity. Oh, to taste the sweet, sweet blood of a hero once again. It's a problem. I've been working on it, I really have.
Uh-huh.
Well, what of Pan? The only reason I knew Calliope was going to the reliquary is because he informed me.
So much for never lying to me.
What were the odds, honestly?
Let's put a pin in that for the moment, shall we?
I am a monster. It's true, I do not deny it. It's still, I did not kill the Muse.
Okay, let's say we believe you. For the moment.
Whatever you do, pretty Muse, I beg you, Do not tell Athena of my indiscretion. Show mercy. I know what I am horrifies you. It horrifies me as well. I cannot help what I am. I did not ask to be cursed like this.
Indiscretion, huh? It's quite the word for it.
I cannot apologize for my hunger. I can only apologize that I am so very weak in the face of it.
I'll think about it.
I am a lost and cursed thing. No idol. If Lady Athena should learn the truth, I hope you find what you seek, pretty muse. And that we meet again someday. And sing a different song.
He knew. Right from the start, Pan knew Calliope was there that night.
Yeah, and who could have foreseen that he was lying to you the entire time? Who, I ask you, a mystery even the Oracle couldn't have penetrated.
It just doesn't make sense. Pan sent me to the reliquary. If he's involved, why would he do that?
I don't know. Guilt, maybe? Anyhow, you probably have a few questions for Mr. Goatman. I'll see you at home.
Would you really have tried to burn Medusa's face off? With an aerosol can?
Hell yeah! One hint of googly eyes and...
What would I do without you?
You'll never need to answer that question, Grace.
Oh, schon sweet, die beiden. Aber, Alter, das...
Oh, if it isn't, the lovely Grace?
You knew. Right from the start, you knew Calliope was there that night.
Well, yes. She asked for the key and I gave it to her, no questions asked. I told you I didn't know what happened to Calliope, and that's the truth. I did not. So I nudged you in the right direction.
So you were what? Just trying to be helpful? You still aren't telling me something.
What possible reason would I have to—
Tell me, right now.
Medusa learned that Calliope was going to the reliquary because I told her. Now, before you say anything, I had no idea of the fate awaiting our dear muse. And you yourself said Medusa was not responsible. I simply had to know if I'd inadvertently, rather innocently—
Sold her out? She came to you for help, and you gave her whereabouts to the highest bidder.
I am trying to help, Grace. In my way.
What do you mean, in my way? What way is that?
The way where I don't take all the blame.
What else will I discover, Pan? I'd rather learn it now than later.
I wish I could tell you, Grace. I truly do.
Okay. Jetzt bin ich verwirrter als vorhin. Bei Freddy. Eigentlich wollte ich allein zu Medusa, aber natürlich bekam Freddy davon Wind und tauchte bei mir auf, ausgerüstet wie eine Abenteurerin. Sollte ich ihr dankbar sein, dass sie mir helfen will, oder muss ich mir Sorgen machen, dass sie die Idole nicht ernst genug nimmt? Es gibt eine Sache, wenn wir zurückdenken an die Folge, wo wir bei, wie hieß die gute, Hekate waren. Und dann hat die ja gesagt, sie stirbt in 11 Monaten bei einem Autounfall. Ich vermute, das Schicksal hat eigentlich eher vorgesehen, dass sie das wäre, die gute Freddy, im Auto stirbt und es dann auf Grace überspringt. Also irgendwas ist, also das ist einfach das, was meine Vermutung ist. Calliope. Medusa hat Asterions Geschichte bestätigt. Sie ist Calliopes zum Schrein gefolgt und sagt, dass der Angriff auf Calliope schon stattgefunden hatte. Als sie Calliope dort sah. Es ist mir wirklich unerklärlich, was hat sie dort überhaupt gemacht. Wenn Medusa die Wahrheit sagt, dann ist Hekate und der Minotaurus die einzigen Idole, die außerdem noch Zugang zum Schrein hatten. Oder es muss noch eine dritte Person gegeben haben, die sich irgendwie unentdeckt Zugang zum Schrein verschaffen hat. Kann ich das überhaupt herausfinden oder bin ich nun in eine Sackgasse geraten? Die einzige, die ich mir jetzt noch so aus dem Ärmel schütteln kann, die ohne weiteres Zugang zum Schrein hat, dürfte wahrscheinlich Athene sein. Über Aphrodite haben wir auch nichts mehr gehört. Auch nichts. Asterion hat erwähnt, dass Athene am Tag nach Calliopes Tod ins Schrein gekommen ist. Vielleicht hat Medusa ihr etwas verraten. Persephone. Pan. Freddy und ich sind zum Schrein gegangen, um Pan seinen kleinen Gefallen zu tun. Und wer hätte es gedacht? Sie wurden geflüchtet. Das sind ja Neuigkeiten. Pan hat Calliope den Schlüssel zum Schrein gegeben, und zwar genau an dem Abend, als es passiert ist. Dass sie zum Schrein gegangen war, wusste er schon, als er mich um seinen Gefallen bat. Aber das hat er mir keiner Silbe erwähnt. Es ist viel mehr in die Sache verstrickt, als er zugeben würde. Ich habe Pan nach dem Schlüssel gefragt. Er leugnet nicht, ihn Calliope gegeben zu haben. Außerdem gab er zu, dass er gleich nachdem Calliope gegangen war, Medusa davon erzählt hatte, wohin Calliope unterwegs war. Er hat sie verraten. Er behauptet, dass er nicht gewusst hat, was mit Calliope im Schrein passiert ist und dass ich das für ihn herausfinden soll. Aber kann ich ihm das glauben? Ganz ehrlich, auch wenn Pan bei weitem nicht ehrlich ist, kann ich mir gut vorstellen. Und wir haben jetzt für keinen bis jetzt eigentlich wirklich einen Verdacht gefunden. Die noch am ehesten für mich rankommt, wäre Athene. Aber sonst kann ich mir jetzt wirklich noch keinen Reim darauf geben. Medusa ist kein Idol, wurde mir gesagt. Sie ist eine unsterbliche Kreatur, eine frühere Sterbliche, also die von Athene verflucht wurde, zu Unrecht natürlich, wie könnte es anders sein? Sie bleibt bei den Idolen, um überleben zu können, und steht in den Diensten Athenes. Und die Sache mit dem Versteinern stimmt wirklich. Manchmal lähmt sie ihre Opfer, aber auch nur, dann schmecken sie besser. Teil ihres Fluchs ist unter anderem auch ihr unstillbarer Appetit, und den hätte ich beinahe am eigenen Leib erfahren dürfen. Auweia. Medusa hat Asterions Geschichte mehr oder weniger bestätigt. Sie ist Calliope in der Nacht ihres Todes zum Schrein gefolgt. Weil Calliope manchmal Ärger macht, hatte Medusa nämlich den Auftrag für Athene, ein Auge auf sie zu werfen. Sie bestreitet, Calliopes Mörderin zu sein und behauptet, dass Calliope bereits eine Stichwunde hatte, als sie aus dem Schrein gefolgt ist. Aber wer soll das Messer geführt haben? Wenn Medusa die Wahrheit sagt, hätte sie Calliope verfolgen und auffressen können, aber Calliope ist einfach entkommen. Medusa scheint unheimlich Angst davor zu haben, dass Athene ihr die Schuld geben könnte. Ihre Furcht wirkt auf mich durchaus real. Kann ich durchaus verstehen. Der Einzige, der mir jetzt bei der Geschichte noch so in den Sinn kommt, zwar klingt er extrem unschuldig, aber Hermes ist ja eigentlich der wie mit einem Fingerschnippen durch jede Tür gehen kann, was durchaus verdächtig sein kann. Da hat es nicht, Minotaurin auch nicht. Okay, dann würde ich zuerst mit Persephone mal sprechen und dann in meine Wohnung.